New comic book day is right around the corner. What are you picking up? Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week, and this is for April 10th, 2018. Now guys, in this video, don't hesitate anytime in the comments below to put what your top 10 most anticipated comics are, your top 5 most anticipated, your top 3, or even your most anticipated comic if you read only one comic of the week. And if you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that all-important notification button so you don't miss any content from me. So with that being said, guys, let's move forward with this week's most anticipated list, starting with the hot seat. And of course, what hot seat can't be complete these days, I guess, without Batman being on there, right? This is Batman issue number 68. That's right, fans. I am not looking forward to this one, especially since what happened after the last issue, how it was silent, and it completely did not progress any story whatsoever. There was no character development whatsoever. How long is Batman going to be running from his nightmares or dealing with his nightmares? Are we ever going to get story progression again? Tom King, what are you going for in this series? Is anybody else just as frustrated with Batman as much as I am out there? Come on, guys. Batman needs to be better than this. You know, maybe this is a stall so people can focus on Detective Comics since it just hit its milestone. I don't know, but we need a better Batman series than this. So let's see what happens with Batman issue 68. And will I ever drop it? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so coming in at number 10. Number 10 this week goes to Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage. This is issue 1. This seems like it's a one-shot book. It's $4.99. It's 40 pages long, and it has to do with some evil space threat that's on the edge of the universe, and it looks like it's, I don't know, somehow it's attached to Carnage somehow. Anytime there's Carnage involved, I'm always vested into it because I love the character. And obviously, I think this has to lead into eventually the events that we're getting. I think that's in August, you know, that Donny Cates is writing. So I'm looking forward to this. We'll see what it has to offer. Again, if it's one shot, I have nothing to lose. But that's why it's number 10 here. Alright, so moving forward to number 9, and number 9 is it's a tie-in to a series that I have yet to read, because when I do this recording, I haven't read the first issue of it, but this is War of the Realms, Journey into Mystery. This is issue 1. And Earth is being taken over by trolls and frost giants and fire goblins. Thor's nowhere to be found, but could the tide be turned by his baby sister? I don't know. You're asking me. I haven't read it yet. But what finds myself interested in this series is that we have Miles Morales, Kate Bishop, you have Wonder Woman in this book. So it makes for an interesting cast of characters here. So I think this could be a cool tie-in to pick up. It's $3.99. They're not charging anything extra, but we all know how many tie-ins are in the War of the Realms series. So we'll see where it goes. But I have some interest in this, and we'll just see what happens. Alright, so moving forward to number 8, we have Symbiote Spider-Man issue 1. This story is proven to tell everybody, you know, what adventures it did before Spider-Man wound up finding out that it was a symbiotic suit. So I guess it went on a bunch of things. I thought we already knew that, but we're getting another story of it anyway. The thing of it is we have Mysterio involved in this story too. What better way to pump up a villain right before Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, right? Just so, you know, we can promote a movie. I mean, honestly, that's what I think it really is, to promote Mysterio and whatnot. But, again, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see the story it has to offer. I like seeing if it gives an old school vibe, how, like, that was released in the 80s and whatnot. So we'll see what happens with Symbiote Spider-Man issue 1. All right, so moving forward to number 7, this is Avengers No Road Home, issue 9. Solid series. Past couple issues for me have been okay, but you're going to get that in the weekly series. Some are not going to be to your liking. Some are going to stall the story a little bit, just like when we got introduced to Conan in this world, right? Really slowed things down. I liked the issue previous where Conan slaps Vision in the face and Vision gets freaking fucked up again. I mean, it's crazy, right? I feel bad for Vision. The past couple of, events, he's gotten really damaged. I'm very curious to see what writers are going to do with Vision in the future. Is he going to truly die? Are we not going to see him anymore? I think that's what I'm really curious about here. And with this issue, they're dealing with some euphoric state where they have to deal with their desires. So they're going to have to be forced to deal with what's real and what's not real and stuff like that. So it's going to make for an interesting issue. Overall, great series. I still think I like No Surrender a little bit more than this, though. All right. So moving on to number 6, we go on to a book written by Brian Azzarello. This is Fateless issue 1. This seems weird. Like, look at the cover here. It's real dark and gross, and it has to deal with, like, sex, magic, I guess demons, devils, all kinds of stuff. I wanted to pick it up just because it looks different. Again, Brian Azzarello wrote it, so I'm like, it could be kind of gory. He can really kind of unleash himself here on this independent title, and I want to see what it's about. Doesn't hurt to pick up the first issue. That's why it's in this anticipated list, because it's a new number 1 and it's independent. So we'll see what happens with this one. All right. So closing in, or now we're in the top 5 now. This goes to X-23 issue 11. The description on this book said Laura versus Honey Badger? Is that true? Are the sisters splitting up? I don't know, but what's going to happen there? What causes this wedge between the sisters? And is this a prolonged timeline? I don't know. It looks like they have this new organization dealing with this Harvest organization. I don't know what's going on there either, but I am interested in these characters. And what makes this book are these 2 characters. If these characters are ever separated or leave the title for a while, I think it's going to suffer. So hopefully they only deal with this within the story arc, and then things get back to normal. But I always do get excited for a new X-23 story arc, because I think this story really has great potential, and it kind of lets me down every time. But I do feel like this last story arc that just ended was a little bit better than the Cuckoo Sisters one. So we'll see where this one goes. All right, so coming in at number 4 now, this is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 5. Another new story arc here, and this one was higher than X-23 because now Peter has to deal with Aunt May being sick. Now, we've seen this before, Peter dealing with Aunt May being sick, especially in the 80s and 70s and 60s, right? She's always sick with something. But this time, we haven't seen her really be sick in a while. And this time, it looks like maybe she has to deal with cancer. So, maybe this can make some interesting stories here. Overall, I like the tone of this book. I like the humor in it as well. So hopefully it doesn't get too dark and too depressing with Aunt May's sickness here. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Alright, so moving on to our top 3. And my number 3 this week goes to Red Hood Outlaw issue 33. Second part to the newest story arc, as Jason Todd now is in charge of the Penguins Casino, which I thought is great. He locks them in an aquarium, and all Penguin sees is through this aquarium and everything that's going on, but no one can see inside the aquarium. Batman can't do anything about it because it's like Jason Todd technically hasn't done anything, so he's just running this casino, trying to clean up Gotham, run the casino the right way. And, it's just hysterical. And just Jason Todd's got Batman by the balls here. And I'm very curious to see how things are going to unfold while he is in charge of this casino. So all of the stories have led up to this point, and I really loved the last issue of this, and it was my #1 pick, so I'm looking forward to this second part. Hopefully it's as solid as the first part of this story arc. Alright, so moving on to number 2. And number 2 goes to the Amazing Spider-Man issue 19. This is Hunted Part 3. So we haven't gotten a lot of story progression at this point. We just got to know about the robots, the Kraven Hunter bots, right? And we got to see how these robots exist and how all these human hunters are involved in this situation. They put on some VR glasses, and basically it's a virtual reality bot that goes into Central Park, and then they start hunting all the villains of Spider-Man, including Spider-Man himself. That's what we've learned so far, and Arcade's making a buttload of money doing this. It's like, if you act now, you can get a Kraven bot, just give me your credit card information. You know, so, and you can design them by putting them on Instagram and putting logos on them and shit like that. So it made for a lot of fun. Now I want to see what the story has to offer. What's going to be the long-term effects of this story, because this goes on all the way through May, I think, and maybe till June, and I want to see really the meat of this story here. What's the point of it? What are we going to get out of it? What's going to happen to Kraven? What's going to happen to Pete? What's going to happen to Mary Jane? There's a lot of things, and then we get that Millipede dude that was in the last issue, as well as he was stalking Mary Jane too. So there's a lot going on in this series, but we got no answers yet, and we don't even know whether really the overall plot of this story is. Like, what's the point of it? So I'm looking forward to it. Come on, Nick Spencer, don't let me down. All right, so what is my #1 most anticipated comics this week? Well, it's got to go to none other than Detective Comics issue 1001. You know, leading up to 1000 was a great story, but it was all a birthday gift to Bruce Wayne himself. Okay, so it was all fake, right? Then we had our 1000th issue. We got to celebrate with a bunch of short stories with all kinds of different writers and creators, you know, writing their own little stories, tribute to Batman. Well, now, Tomasi has a chance now to really go all out and tell a really true story arc here when it comes to Batman. And in this issue, it seems like we're getting Arkham Knight, right? And it looks like, I guess he's going to terrorize the city or whatnot, and it looks like there's some bad shit going to happen. I'm very much looking forward to this. The main cover of this looks pretty badass, and I love the new logo too, and I think it's very fitting to change the logo, because it's just a new era for Detective Comics, you know? We've went through issues 1 through 1000, or whatever, Detective Comics 1000, not, you know, and now we get this new logo for Batman, and I just think it's very fitting. It's a new era, a new writer. We got this creative team on here that's writing this new story, and, you know, Peter J. Tomasi's an awesome writer, and I think he did really great with Superman. I think he can do awesome with Batman, and, yeah, very much looking forward to this one. So there you have it, guys. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Once again, in the comments below, I want you to put down your top 10 most anticipated, your top 5 most anticipated, or your top 3, or your top 1. And if you watched this video on its premiere, I thank you just as much. And if you watched it post-live, I thank you too. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that all-important notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And guys, enjoy those new comics, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.